Hello all, welcome to the channel. So today in this video, we're going to see the different characteristics of management. So when you carefully, analyze the definitions, these definitions definitely reveal specific characteristics which are, often termed as features, or you can also call it as a nature, you know. So the most important nature or the features or the characteristics of management is what we are going to see in this video. So first and foremost, management is defined as a process. Now, when you call management as a process, so it always is a sequential activities, is a group of activities which are in a sequential order. So that's what is called as management. So whoever starts or wherever you talk about management, it always starts with the first step, and it is most important to know the different steps that are included in this process, which we naturally talk about process. I mean planning. Then we also know that organizing, staffing, directing, and then we have control. So all of these five are included in this process. So management process starts with planning and it ends with controlling. So some experts have taken into account additional functions like to constitute the management process. However, such functions show duplication or repetition of any of the five main functions. So this is about management as a process or is a process. So then let's talk about different feature called as abstract phenomena. So management is also called as an abstract phenomena. So why are we calling management as an abstract phenomena is nothing but a management is an abstract and cannot be seen or touched like a physical object. So it is invisible. Now, when I say invisible, it is basically an intangible knowledge. So it is basically an intangible knowledge. The knowledge consists of concepts, functions, principles, etc., and it is used to obtain the desired results. So people can learn and practice management. So you cannot touch or you cannot have the physical presence of management. So that's the reason why management is often termed as an intangible resource or intangible knowledge. Moving on. So management is always goal oriented. Management is always goal oriented. The primary task of management is basically to achieve the set goals. The goals can be defined as the end results or expected results out of the activity, and a manager or a boss by applying managerial knowledge achieves goals with given resources and time. So the impulse of management is that a manager has to use the available resources efficiently in order to achieve the end results. So definitely management is goal oriented. Then moving on, so we have another characteristic that is nothing but management is helpful in terms of decision making. Now when I say decision making, so management is basically another word or as a substitute for decision making. We can always use management. And a manager is basically known as a decision maker because every function of management consists of a set of decisions. So successful organizations or successful managers always take the right decision. Decision making is nothing but selecting the best out of the available set of options. So a manager takes decisions on various areas like finance, marketing, personal, and different production or operational activities. So hence decision making is one of the characteristic of management. Then we have management is all about working with and through the people. So how do you manage the manpower is all about management, how exactly a manager makes the people in the organization work. So he himself doesn't perform the actual work, but is responsible of leading, motivating, directing, and controlling the efforts of people to get the desired results. Hence, management is essentially a human activity, in which a manager manages his subordinates. Then you can also take into consideration the factor of production. So factor of production is another characteristic or nature of management, where we talk about all the four factors. What are the four factors of production? We all know this: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So these are the four factors of production. So except the last one, the entrepreneur, the others are basically passive, and all of these are passive contributors, whereas the entrepreneur is basically a active contributor. So these four cannot contribute automatically to the organization's objectives. The entrepreneur organizes and coordinates these productive resources in an optimum manner to get maximum results. Here, the manager is required to perform all the tasks of the entrepreneur. So it's very important to consider hiring that perfect fit when you're actually selecting a manager, because he is responsible of active utilization of these passive resources like land, labor, and capital. Moving on, so we have management is also characterized, or it is having a character called as integrated activity. So why are we calling management as an integrated activities? Because management is nothing but it's a process which it's a process which integrates. What does it do? It integrates the activities and functions of various groups and departments. Integration is necessary to ensure that all groups, people, and other departments, they work consciously. They work in coordination. They are actively for the same purpose. So if they are not integrated, their efforts can get neutralized and consequently fail to achieve the objectives. So definitely a manager integrates the efforts of employees for effective management or achievement of objectives. So the next characteristic I would quote is management is considered as an art and science. Art and science. So management is both an art as well as a science. Basically, it satisfies most of the conditions of an art and some conditions of a science. So an art concerns with the practical use of managerial knowledge, and science concerns with systematic development of knowledge. So both of these reasons are satisfied by management. That's the reason why management is called as an art as well as a science. So moving on, the next one would be, so management can also be considered as a profession. Definitely, because management is also regarded as a profession, because profession is specialized knowledge which is based on intensive study, experience, as well as observation, and is used to serve others for fee. So basically, management control or management cannot be treated as a pure profession, as all the conditions of a profession are not fully satisfied. It is considered as emerging profession moving towards professional status. So this characteristics, basically a profession can have multiple meanings again. So yeah, moving on, management. Another characteristic would definitely be considered as a universal activity. Why do we call management as a universal activity is because many experts, many management experts or management consultants believe that management is universal. Any subject which can be applied everywhere in all the times without any discrimination can be said as a universal, because everybody is making use of it. So in reality, there are two opposite views regarding universality of management. So management is universal with reference to fundamentals like the concepts, process, the principles and functions, but it is not considered universal in practice. So this issue has, so basically, there's again a debate on this, but yeah, so management is again considered as a universal process activity. Moving on, so we have management, which is discussed as a multidisciplinary subject. Now, why do we call management as a multidisciplinary subject? Management is basically, it is consisting of various disciplines, within the same. So the management basically has enriched its knowledge by borrowing concepts, principles, and theories from disciplines like economics, marketing, sociology, psychology, social psychology, anthropology, various management subjects. So it's a combination of all of these subjects or disciplines. Just for example, if you're doing an MBA, it contains a lot of different subjects, or the specialization that you select from the end results. So of course, you'll go through a common management subjects in the first year of your post graduation, that is your MBA. So where you'll be studying all of these things in bits and pieces. So it is called as a multidisciplinary subject. So as of now, these are the major important characteristics of management. I repeat, like, management is considered as the process. It's an abstract phenomena. It's goal oriented. It is nothing. Management is nothing but decision making. Management is all about working with and through the people. It includes the factor of production. It is an integrated activity. It is considered as an art and science. It is a profession. It is a universal activity. It is also multidisciplinary subject. So apart from this, there are other factors like it is a system of authority. It is a multi-purpose organ that follows a dynamic approach. It is an organized activity. It is a social system. It is a relationship builder among people. It is different from the entrepreneur. It is what a manager does and not what a manager is. So all of these are the other characteristics of management. So whenever you're writing any examination, if you can pull out these things or keep these things in your mind, and probably pull out some 5 to 7 points that will be sufficient for a good long answer.